So round 3. We had an audio issue, then a questioning of that audio issue, but we're here, we're started, and today we have on my friend Rhonda.
Hello.
I met Rhonda about a few months ago in a meetup group we both attend, and we had fun with each other. It was a good time, so we decided to hang out outside of it. Okay. So today we're going to talk about the pressure and messages about love, worth, and timelines that we received growing up.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, that's a good
I'm here for it.
subject.
Yeah.
And also, who's the biggest influence or the loudest mouth about it?
Let's see. Well, so I'm 51. So, back in my day, so when I was really young, everybody dreamed of, the success of getting married. It was seen as being, you weren't really successful if you were single, and no matter how much money you made or whatever, if you weren't married, or if you didn't have ambitions of being married and being willing to give up your dreams and aspirations for a man. That was basically that was society's, And
it was true in your family.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I grew up, my mom and my dad were the quintessential couple that my mom waited on my dad hand and foot. Like, he sat in the recliner and watched TV, and he's like, babe, can you go get me a drink? Or, babe, can you bring me a sandwich? Yeah, it was very much that. Yeah, not normal for me. So that's who I grew up with, and like I said, my mom kind of catered to my dad's every whim. So I definitely think that had an effect on me in my younger years. However, I've not had the same experiences as that. Like, obviously I'm 51 and have never been married, so that did not rub off on me. So so the influences, I never really felt pressured by my parents, though. I'm trying to think
did they ask you, or I guess I could say, at what age did they start asking, like, oh, do you like anyone? Are you seeing anyone?
Yeah, I mean, I think probably when I was, about 16-ish, because I liked boys, and I was 13, 14 years old, but I didn't really date until later on in life. So
same for me.
Yeah, so I was much older, and then I don't know who.
It was like mainly culturally you felt that way, not necessarily at home.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Is that my parents were always very. They never really pushed me in the relationship. I do remember the time. I remember my mom was in the hospital for some minor surgery or whatever. It wasn't that big of a deal, but I remember my dad. I was sitting across from him, and my dad was a very serious person. And I remember he looked at me and he goes, I was probably in my early 20s at that point. And he said, I remember he looked at me and he goes, you should lower your standards a little bit. He's like, you'll never, get into a relationship this way. And I
tell you this because I love you.
I know. Oh. So I was like, nah, I don't think so, and so.
I meet my standards.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly. So.
It's interesting to me that he didn't pressure you to do that despite his relationship with your mom, which sounds very traditional. And maybe he's like, well, I want that, but I don't want my daughter to be that. Yeah. I think he pressured me in other ways. It was more about being successcable from a work perspective. He just didn't want me to be poor, I think. Yeah, he's like, I'm relying on
which, ta-da!
Yeah.
I'm still poor. I'm kidding. I know. I mean, I have a good job. I make good money. So, don't make the best financial choices, but that's on me, not on them. So, and I have no husband to stop me, so I make my own financial decisions. So,
would you say that as you grew older, anyone else kind of pressured you, like friends or?
So, I remember, not that they pressured me, but I think, people always wondered, is she gay? Is she like, what is her problem? And I'm not. And my friend literally told me one time, one of my best friends was dating this guy. And he asked her, he said, Rhonda's never with anyone. Is she gay? And she's like, no, she definitely likes guys, but she's just not. I think she couldn't really explain it. Yeah, she couldn't explain it, and it's okay because I can't really explain it either. But I think you and I have talked about this, and I think we're very similar. I like one person once in a blue moon, and that person that I like only that person, and it takes me forever for that to wear off, and so that's it.
Oh, I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me, so. My dad never really ever talked about anything relationship-wise, but my mom, she kind of gave me I don't want to say the drill. Like, she told me what marriage was, what it wasn't, and now I don't agree with it, but, yeah, I would say she did. It was funny because we weren't allowed to date. But then she'd be like, why are you married?
It's kind of hard to do when you don't know anyone.
I don't know. She'd like all of a sudden check in and like see us and be like, they're 16 and single. And like, we'd be like, well, yeah, because we can't date. We're not allowed to. And then I remember one time she signed me and one of my sisters up on a dating website. I'm pretty sure I was 16.
No.
It was some like Christian dating website. And I was like, oh, thanks. And we both ended up meeting someone and talking to them. My mom, she got scared or something. She was like, no. She like,
oh my gosh.
And we're like, oh, okay. She keeps trying to set me up with like foreign pastors. And I'm just like, what?
What's the logic behind that? Just out of curiosity. What'd she say?
They seem like an adventure, but they'll also protect me, and they're godly. And I'm like, oh, you know that I'm not really interested in that. But yeah, I would say now necessarily I think she respects that I'm not in a relationship and that I don't settle. I think now she's like, because she, I mean, for her time, she's in her 60s now. She married when she was 25. So I feel like that is a little bit late for where our family was and like where culture was back then. But even though, I feel like she could have lived some life before she got married.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted to do too. So.
Oh, what is it? What is it about, well, I guess because, your childbearing years or whatever, but.
Yeah, the time TikTok.
TikTok, you can't be 35 and unmarried,
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess that's what it is they want you to have babies, in your early 20s. So you're not really not expected to, like you said, to get out and live and travel and understand who you are. Because you really don't even know who you are until, honestly, until you're probably 40, like 40 something.
Still figuring it out.
Yeah.
I'm in my 30s and
I think once you get into your 40s and you really start to figure out who you are, and that's, you hear, talking about being single, you hear men all the time on their own podcasts that are, bashing women that are over a particular age because those women those women don't want anything to do with them. Yeah. Why?
No,
because
just picky enough, apparently.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So.
Yeah. So, are there any pieces of you that you feel like are waiting to be unlocked by being in a particular relationship? Or do you feel like you've kind of explored and accessed all the aspects of yourself?
Oh, that's a tough one. Because I've been perpetually single. Like, I've been single. And again, I'm what would be seen as like past my prime, right? And I mean, unless you know me,
unless you know you,
unless you know me.
But on paper.
On paper, right,
according to like our current culture.
Right, according to societal standards, right? So, I think I've always had to ask myself that question, like, why are you like this? Why haven't you been in a relationship? And I know people have asked me why I haven't been in relationships, and
Same.
And I mean, there's probably a multitude of reasons. I think, I did grow up in with some verbal abuse,
Yeah.
pretty heavy verbal abuse. And I think it definitely diminished my self-esteem growing up. And so a lot of the times that I would choose to be with people, and we've had this conversation, it would be people that I felt I had to prove my worth to.
Yeah.
And now that I know my worth, I don't feel like I have to do that anymore. So maybe I just don't know who to date at this point because I don't know.
Who's worthy of me now?
I know. That's what I
That's
mean.
how it
So,
feels.
yeah.
I feel that. I feel that so hard. I think I've spent so long thinking that there were parts of me that I could only access through finding someone and maybe having someone complete some relationship loops with my family that I'm like, okay, once they're there, I'll work on that part. Once I feel the things that maybe I felt have been missing. But yeah, I don't know. I don't really feel like that so much right now because I'm like, I do all the things I want to do.
I think that's what it is, because again, I think especially people in long-term relationships that didn't have a chance to live, a lot of times, you say misery loves company, and they try to hold you back, and they say, well, aren't you sad because you're going to Europe, aren't you sad you don't have somebody to go and experience that with you? No. I'm not.
All the Europeans are going to be there.
Exactly. That's my point. I have no problems making friends. So
yeah.
I'll find somebody to hang out with. I'm not worried about that, and I enjoy my own company. I love going places and exploring.
I have a very rich inner life.
Yeah. Right. I know. And I love having my own agenda and being able to go out and
travel
and adventure on my own. Yeah, exactly. So.
I used to be like a little... like I kind of wanted to save places to experience with someone else for the first time. But now I'm like Italy was one. And then I went and I was
I was gonna say
you can always take them back, and now you know where the things are.
You don't need a man.
Yeah,
definitely. Actually, you don't want to take a man to Italy.
Really don't want. That might be one to go.
That's my
single.
favorite place.
Yeah, maybe Spain too.
Oh, I know.
Maybe just Europe. Just
I know.
go single. And I feel like because I go alone, it makes me so much more willing to go out of my comfort zone to meet people.
Absolutely.
And I don't know, I feel like if I went someone, I'd be in a little bit more of a bubble of well, we don't really have to go talk to people. But now, I don't know, I feel like having traveled all the places I have alone, it's really helped me put myself out there, which has helped me grow in other areas of my life. So that's fun. Okay. So the next one was, have you ever associated being single with unworthiness? And how has that
100%.
evolved over your life?
I have. I will say this because I've been part of the church that I go to, and they're like my family, and I love them because I've been there since the day they started, which is 20. I was in 2001, which is so long ago. So
are there any perks to being there?
Yeah. Do what now?
I said, are there any perks to being there that long?
Oh yeah. I mean, I know all the the leadership. I know that their authenticity. I know that they're really in it for the right reasons, right? Yeah. They're the real
Huge
deal.
Work.
Yeah, that part. It's not just show. But the thing about that is I've seen so many people meet and fall in love at that church. That's the hard part, is that I have fallen in love with people at the church. I have fallen in love with people at the church, and they've broken my heart. And that part's hard. Yeah. Because you think, from a spiritual perspective, I'm like, don't you want me to meet somebody here? Why am I?
You wanted me to be happy.
Yeah. So, those are things that I have to come to terms with. I would go to retreats, and then there would be tons of families there, and I would just be like, what? Why is this not me? Yeah. So I've definitely had some hard times, I think, from that perspective. But, I love the people that I know there and I have there. So. Yeah.
I think I oscillate. I think, and it's logically I know your value is not dependent on finding a person, but sometimes, man, you're just like, why? I see all these other people, but to be honest, how many other couples do you know that they're actually content and happy and at peace? So that's another part of me is because you didn't, I won't say all of them, but you don't have to be alone right now. You could easily find someone to just be with them.
Right. But
would you be as happy and content as you are single?
Right.
That's
You made me think of something because I have a lot of friends and I've joked about this, but my friends are, even from society standards, are gorgeous, like externally, internally, and they're single. Most of them are still single. And I'm always like, it kind of makes me feel better because I'm like, it's not just a physical thing, you know? There is something, maybe it is us.
Well, I think too, like I said, like, if I wanted to be in a relationship, I feel like there are several people. I know who I would have married out of them. I know certain people who, like, I could have had a relationship, got married, done the whole thing with them, but like I just knew, I felt that like I would not be happy. I'd feel very like my wings cut. I'd feel. I knew like I was, and I think when I'm in a relationship, I know that I can feel the other way. That it'll be like I want to be here every day. I mean, it's gonna be hard, obviously, but like I want to be with this person. I know that. I feel that, and I don't think I would feel that if that wasn't true.
Yeah, absolutely. And
I think I have seen enough relationships that are like, oh, they genuinely like each other, like all the time. So.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's so hard now. I think, especially now because you have social media and like all that, so you get to see everybody's perfect relationship. Not really, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, I know. It's just in your face all the time. You know? So. Or
like seeing someone that you like did like with somebody else, and you're like,
that's the worst.
You're just like, damn it.
That's the worst. You're like, oh, another one bites the dust. Damn, another option gone. I know. Like I said, it's hard when you're picky.
It's hard and it's easy.
Yeah. I mean, it's
like,
worth it. It's just like, but like you
like,
said, when you see somebody that you actually liked that's no longer available, you're like, shit, it's another person gone.
So. Yeah. No, I know that feeling well. So the next one, and this is the good one. This is one I read it. I saw it. I was like, oh, do you feel like the pursuit of a relationship has distracted you from living your life? At any point.
At any point, yes. Now, no. Yeah. No, because I don't. But we both know this. But absolutely. I have, like I said, I did not choose wisely in my younger years.
Do any of us?
I know.
But you're not wise then, so how could you choose wisely?
I know. It's true. So I definitely had the savior complex. Ladies out there, don't try to change somebody. Don't try to find a man with potential and then change them into who you want them to be, because that was my endeavor. Yeah. I always thought I could be like this savior. Yeah. No.
Oh
no. That was when I lost myself.
I feel like I had this epiphany, I guess, when I was having one of those whiny moments. Because there are some people I genuinely felt like I did like, and they were good people, and I could see the life I would have had with them. But there was some sort of block, like something outside of my control that, like, even if we did like each other, it wouldn't have worked out, and it didn't. And I had this epiphany that I think I would have lost myself if I was in those relationships. Because in my earlier years, I had a tendency towards codependency in like, I want to help you live your life instead of finding my own. And so I just had this realization that like I would not be who I am at this age, single and child free, and like with this level of freedom, if I had been with those people, if I hadn't been blocked. So now I'm kind of thankful for that, because I already know it could have been very different. Yeah. But I would say for me, like, the pursuit of a relationship has 100% distracted me from like my own life, just like living in a very performative way, even if it doesn't seem like it, but knowing inside, like, for sure, like, just physically hurting myself from showing off to some extent, you know? Or like what my value and identity was in. And it just, it really took away from who I want to be, who I am, and even discovering what I wanted to be. Like, it really, I just was thinking about this, like, damn, it's not did it, it's how much of my life did it distract me from. And, like, I've definitely pushed through in some aspects, but it's only the last few years that I've really been like, okay, focus on you.
Yeah.
Focus on what you want and not, and, like, once you find what it is you want and all of that, and you work towards that, people come when they go. Like, if they want to be with me, they can show me that.
It's true. So. It's true. I used to be focused a lot on attracting people, like attracting people physically. I used to think that's why, you know, I used to post, I remember I was just thinking about, I used to post selfies daily almost. And it's an insecurity, you know. And then I stopped. And, you know, a lot of it's faith for me, but I just realized that that's not what I wanted to attract anymore, you know. So attracting someone and finding a partner from that perspective just changed, and I think that changed a lot of my mindset too. So
yeah, I don't know, I definitely feel it. It's interesting that you say you did that out of insecurity, because out of insecurity I didn't. I rarely posted because I was like, I don't know, I just didn't think that would attract someone. But it is crazy just how much, like, for that same goal, like, I worked out a lot, and I just think about all the, like, the activities that I did. I tried to do them in a way that would attract other people, and I'm like,
that's true.
For enjoyment or paying attention to, like, who was watching while I did the thing, and like making sure to do it really gracefully, and all of that, and it really is interesting to see how far you've come, and, like, even yoga. I used to think it was about just being, like, flexible and hot. Just stretching and doing hot stuff. And now it's...
I need to do hot yoga. So I can be flexible.
Like, yeah, and now doing it just, like, for myself and really trying to be in my body. It's crazy to me that I feel like so much of my time was spent even by myself. Even by myself, feeling like someone was watching, doing everything like someone was watching me, even, like, dancing by myself, but as if someone's watching me. And,
oh
like,
my God! So we are the same person. I love it.
And just how out of my body that has made me. Like, how just I'm like, wait, can you even, like, feel in you when you're dancing? And I'm like, no, I'm kind of just watching myself dance. And I do think I've been kind of working through that, always constantly feeling like I'm watching myself. And I think it actually comes from, you were speaking about verbal abuse, I think it comes from abuse as a child.
You might be right.
Because I mean, I was really trying to trace it back as to, like, why am I so out of myself all the time? I'm pretty sure it's a trauma response.
Has to be.
And
it has
like,
to be. That makes sense.
Keeping yourself in check.
Yeah.
Keeping yourself in check so that you don't warrant abuse or whatever. And you just never.
That's probably true. Yeah.
And, like.
Yeah, if a psychologist wants to go into the comments.
And give us. Like, I don't know, once I started really looking at it, like, because I'm guessing, I mean, with any type of abuse, you never really, like, know what's going to set it off. So you're constantly, like, checking the emotional temperature of everything, weighing all the words. So I was always, like, a third party observing myself to make sure what I was saying was, like, okay, don't rock the boat. And I think that really, I remember the first relationship I was in, it kind of felt like that too. Like, I had to keep cutting parts of myself off until I got the reaction I wanted. And the approval and validation I wanted. And then again, just like that third party observing myself. But yeah,
I do that too.
It's crazy when you're by yourself and you do it.
I know.
It doesn't turn up.
You made me think. It's like, I remember when Artie, when that stuff was happening. During the time, I remember I was freaking out, of course, and I think it was warranted. But I remember in my head, I was like, "Why? You're being so like I was being so critical of myself, even in my darkest time. You know what I mean?" Yeah.
I do.
So yeah, I was self-criticizing myself as I was losing my mind. Like it was crazy. So
it's interesting that I always kind of thought, I don't know, I didn't realize it would be such an issue when I was by myself. Because I didn't realize just how kind of out of body and floating I've been for so long in my life. And I'm like, oh, girl,
same. Yeah.
You're not even here.
Yeah.
And I wonder, it affects my memory, I think, as well. Because I just wasn't really there. But how do you think, your experience of being single for this long and everything has affected how you, the messages, I guess, you tell your daughter?
I try to stay back from giving any type of love advice. I say that a lot. I say it a lot with my cousin, with my daughter, with my friend. I'm always like, I'm not the best person to ask for relationship advice. I joke about it, but I'm not, because
I feel like I am.
Not good. Good for you. Yeah, I very candidly, I don't think I am, because I haven't figured it out. I don't know how to be in one. So
I don't know. I feel like with all the observing I've done, because now I'm like a little, I sit in the background and watch all these relationships play out. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this, I'm going to leave that. If and when I am in one, I feel like I see lots of habits that I like. I see lots of ones that I don't. And when people come and ask me for advice, I mean, there's some things I truly just can't. I'm like, I have no idea. But I don't know, it's interesting to be a third party observer and be like, well, what I've collected in my analysis of everyone else's relationships is that it sounds like one of y'all is being condescending. It sounds like there's a bigger issue, something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe wisdom is really good.
It's so easy too when you're outside of it.
I know. No feelings,
and then I know you're
loose.
like, I know exactly. You're like, what are you doing? Why would you keep entertaining this person? But it's
don't
crazy.
You see how unhealthy this is?
And then you turn around. What's sad is 99% of the time they do. The women that are in her, I know it's not right. I just need to, and I'm like, you're right. You have to hit rock bottom with it. It's like any type of addiction. Yeah. You have to hit rock bottom with it before you walk away. It's crazy. Love is a drug.
Damn it. Oh, yeah. No, I agree with you on that. And it's I feel like if anyone continues on in one, I have grace for it. Because I'm like, I continue on in very toxic relationships. And I knew, I was like, there's no future here. I don't even know you that well, but I don't know. Were there any offshoots of this you want to discuss?
I don't think so. I mean, if you want a 51-year-old washed up, but really hot. I'm kidding. No, I don't think so. But I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming. This was so fun.
It was.
Honestly.
Yep.
I love stuff like this. But for everyone out there, hope you're doing well, and I hope you choose freedom in whatever regard that means to you. All right.
Bye.
Bye.